Love and attraction don't always announce themselves in obvious ways. While we often expect grand gestures, bold confessions, or romantic declarations, the truth is, real feelings are usually revealed through small, quiet moments. When a man begins to genuinely like someone, he might not come right out and say it. Instead, his actions start to change in subtle, often unexpected ways. And if you pay close attention, you'll notice these signs, clues that he's emotionally invested, even if he hasn't put it into words yet. Most men are not taught to openly express their emotions, especially when it comes to vulnerability. So when feelings start to grow, they often show up in hidden corners of everyday behavior. It might be the way he laughs a little too hard at your jokes, how he finds excuses to talk to you, or how his body shifts nervously when you're nearby. These aren't accidents. They're emotional responses, the kind that surface when someone starts to care deeply but doesn't yet know how to say it. Sometimes the signals are so subtle they're easy to miss. He might start remembering little details you didn't think mattered. He might bring you small gifts, just because. He might linger a little longer, or get slightly jealous and cover it with humor. These are not just random acts. They are quiet expressions of interest, real interest. And once you recognize them, you'll realize how loudly someone can speak without saying a single word. This isn't about overanalyzing every move or reading too much into polite behavior. These signs come from a place of genuine care. A man who is falling for you slowly will often reveal it through consistency, attention to detail, and the way he chooses to include you in his world. He may not yet call it love. He may not even realize the depth of his own feelings. But his behavior will start to change, gently and clearly. In this video, or article, we're going to explore 15 unexpected ways men show interest. These aren't the classic, he buys you flowers, or he texts you every morning kinds of signs. These are the deeper, more emotional indicators, the things he does without even realizing why. They're the behaviors rooted in real affection and quiet admiration. Whether you're in a situationship, early in a relationship, or simply wondering if his actions mean something more, this list will help you decode the signals. Because often, the strongest signs aren't loud. They're quiet, consistent, and unexpectedly sweet. And once you notice them, you'll never see his behavior the same way again. Let's uncover the truth behind those subtle moves and see what happens when the heart speaks, even in whispers. 1. He remembers random details you didn't expect him to. When a man is genuinely interested in you, one of the most revealing signs is his ability to remember the random little things you mention. It's not just about recalling big milestones or obvious facts. It's the unexpected details that stand out. Maybe it was something you said in passing, like your favorite snack, the name of your childhood pet, or a small frustration you had at work. These things may not seem important, but to him, they stick. And they stick because he's listening, not just to respond, but because he truly cares. This kind of memory isn't forced. It's not about trying to impress you with perfect recall. It's about emotional presence. He's tuned into your voice, your words, and the meaning behind them. When you matter to someone, even the smallest pieces of your story feel worth holding on to. It shows that he sees value in the parts of you others might overlook. He doesn't just hear you, he absorbs what you say and carries it with him. This behavior also reveals a deeper emotional connection. When he brings up something you said weeks ago without you repeating it, it's not random, it's intentional. It's because those words, however minor they seemed at the time, mattered to him. They painted a clearer picture of who you are, and he's holding on to that picture, piece by piece. It reflects thoughtfulness, interest, and a growing attachment. Many people hear, but very few truly listen. And when a man remembers what most others would forget, it's his silent way of saying, You're important to me. No dramatic gestures, no declarations, just quiet consistency in noticing the details, because somewhere in the middle of those small things, he's finding reasons to fall for you a little more each day. 2. He laughs at your jokes, even when they're not funny. When a man is developing real feelings for you, his laughter often becomes less about how funny something actually is, and more about how much he enjoys you. Even if your joke isn't the most clever, or your comment isn't intentionally hilarious, he finds a reason to laugh, not to mock, but to connect. His laughter is a form of affection. It's his way of showing that your presence, your energy, and your personality bring him genuine joy. This kind of laughter isn't forced or fake. It's warm, consistent, and often comes with a certain softness in his expression. He may laugh because he loves the way you tell stories, or because your humor, even if silly or dry, reflects a side of you he finds charming. In truth, it's less about the joke and more about the person telling it. When someone likes you, they tend to find delight in your quirks, even if they're not objectively funny to others. Laughter is also a way of creating comfort. By laughing with you, he's building a bridge, one that says, "I get you." It helps remove tension, break down emotional walls, and make the moment feel safe and shared. It can also be a sign that he's trying to make you feel confident, accepted, and appreciated. Because when someone genuinely likes you, they want you to feel like your words matter, even if they're just meant to be playful. So when he laughs at something that wouldn't make him laugh coming from anyone else, take it as a quiet compliment. It means he's not just reacting to your words, he's responding to your presence. His laughter becomes a mirror of his affection, gently showing that you've become someone who brightens his day, joke by joke. 3. He adjusts his schedule to match yours. When a man truly starts liking you, one of the clearest but most underrated signs is how he quietly adjusts his schedule just to align with yours. It might not be dramatic or obvious, he won't always announce it, but you'll start to notice that he's available when you are. He makes time for your calls, he shows up when you're free, and somehow, his plans seem to naturally fit around your life. That's not coincidence. It's effort. This isn't about abandoning his responsibilities or pretending to be someone he's not. It's about priorities. When someone genuinely cares, they find ways to make space for you in their routine. Even the busiest person will carve out time when something or someone matters to them. It could be as simple as shifting a workout to meet you for coffee or staying up a bit later just to talk to you at the end of your day. These are quiet choices, but they say a lot. Adjusting his schedule is also his way of showing respect. He recognizes your time as valuable, and by aligning with it, he's telling you that being with you is worth the effort. It's a subtle form of emotional investment, one that reveals he's thinking long-term, or at the very least, that he wants to be more involved in your world. It's about consistency, reliability, and presence. Over time, these small adjustments add up. They create a rhythm where you start to feel his effort, even if he never talks about it. He's not just fitting you into his day, he's slowly building a day that includes you. And when a man does that without being asked, it's because he's already chosen you in his heart, long before he ever says the words out loud. He mirrors your movements or speech unconsciously. When a man starts developing genuine feelings for you, one subtle but powerful sign is that he begins to mirror your movements or speech without even realizing it. This is something that happens naturally and unconsciously. It's not forced or calculated. It's a psychological response that shows he's emotionally connected and fully engaged when he's around you. His body starts to respond to your presence by syncing with it. You might notice that he picks up on phrases you often use, starts laughing the way you do, or gestures similarly when speaking. Maybe you cross your arms or lean in, and moments later, he does the same. This isn't mimicry in a mocking way. It's a subconscious sign of closeness. When someone likes you, their mind and body pay closer attention to you. That connection shows up in these mirrored actions. This type of behavior is a form of emotional rapport. It means he feels in tune with you, comfortable enough to let his guard down and allow his natural instincts to match yours. It's often one of the first signs of attachment because it reflects more than just interest. It shows desire for connection. He doesn't have to think about it. His body simply reacts to being near you, as if trying to match your energy. Mirroring also signals trust. It tells you that he's not just watching you. He's responding to you on a deeper level. And while it might seem like a small thing, it's one of the clearest nonverbal ways someone reveals they're falling for you. Because when a man unconsciously begins to move or speak like you, it means you've already become a part of the space where his heart feels most at ease. 5. He finds reasons to text you first. When a man is genuinely interested in you, he won't wait for you to start the conversation. He'll often find little reasons to text you first. These messages may not always carry deep meaning. Sometimes they're casual, sometimes funny, and other times they might feel random. But the intention behind them is consistent. He wants to stay connected. Whether it's sending a meme, asking about your day, or just checking in with a, "Hey," he's creating opportunities to talk to you. This behavior reflects emotional availability and effort. It means you're on his mind, even during the quiet parts of his day. He's not texting you out of boredom or habit. He's doing it because your presence in his life brings him something he wants to hold on to. Reaching out becomes his way of saying, "I want you to be part of my world," without having to spell it out directly. He doesn't always need an excuse, but when he does create one, it usually feels genuine. Maybe he asks a question he already knows the answer to, or shares something he knows will make you smile. That small initiative tells you he's not playing games. He's simply drawn to you and looking for ways to keep that connection alive. In a world where people often wait for the other to reach out, his effort to go first says a lot. More importantly, he makes it consistent. It's not just one or two texts when it's convenient. It becomes a pattern. And when a man makes the effort to reach out, start conversations, and keep the spark alive, it's one of the clearest signs that his interest in you is not only real, but growing stronger day by day. He gets a little jealous, but hides it with humor. When a man truly likes you, even the smallest thought of someone else getting your attention can stir a little jealousy inside him. But if he's trying to keep things cool, or isn't ready to show his full feelings yet, he often hides that jealousy behind humor. It might come out as a playful comment, a sarcastic joke, or a light tease when you mention another guy. He'll act like he's unbothered, but underneath the laughter is a quiet sense of care and a hint of possessiveness. This type of behavior is rarely aggressive or controlling. It's subtle, almost endearing. He jokes not to make you feel bad, but to mask the fact that your attention matters to him more than he's letting on. He might say something like, "Oh, so that guy made you laugh more than I do?" with a grin, trying to sound casual, even though part of him is a little uncomfortable. It's his way of testing the waters, showing emotion without being too vulnerable. This light jealousy signals that he sees you as more than just a friend or a casual connection. He's emotionally invested, even if he's still trying to play it cool. His playful tone is a cover for the fact that he's thinking about where he stands in your life and whether someone else might take his place. And while he doesn't want to come off as insecure, he also can't help but care. When a man jokes through jealousy, it's a delicate balance of emotions. He doesn't want to push you away, but he also can't ignore what he's feeling. That careful mix of humor and hidden vulnerability is often a quiet confession. One that says, I like you more than I want to admit. 7. He compliments things others don't notice. When a man truly likes you, his compliments go beyond the obvious. He doesn't just say you look pretty or that your outfit is nice. He notices and praises the small, personal things that most people overlook. Maybe it's the way your eyes light up when you talk about something you love, the softness in your voice when you're being kind, or how you organize your notes, laugh a certain way, or use a specific word often. These details aren't loud or attention-grabbing, but he sees them because he's genuinely paying attention to you, not just your appearance. This kind of compliment reveals a deeper level of interest. It shows that he's observing not just what everyone else sees, but who you really are. It means he's tuned into your personality, your habits, and even your quirks. He might say something like, "I love how passionate you get when you talk about books," or "You have a calming way of explaining things." These aren't typical lines. They're personal, thoughtful, and rooted in genuine admiration. Such compliments often feel more meaningful because they're unexpected and specific. They make you feel seen in a way that's rare, and that's exactly what sets him apart. He's not looking at you like everyone else does. He sees the details that are uniquely yours, and he values them. That kind of attention doesn't come from someone who's half interested. It comes from someone who is quietly falling for you, someone whose feelings are growing in silence but showing up in small, unforgettable ways. When he compliments what others miss, it means his focus isn't on impressing you. It's on appreciating you. And that's a powerful sign of real emotional connection. 8. He helps you without being asked. When a man truly likes you, one of the most sincere ways he shows it is by helping you without needing to be asked. He doesn't wait for you to struggle or speak up. He steps in naturally, almost instinctively, because he genuinely wants to make your life easier. Whether it's something small like carrying your bag, offering to drive you home, or helping you solve a problem you casually mentioned, his actions reflect care without expectation. This kind of help isn't about obligation or trying to win points. It's thoughtful and consistent. He notices when you're tired, stressed, or overwhelmed, and he quietly does what he can to lighten the load. Sometimes it's physical help, and sometimes it's emotional support. A listening ear, a thoughtful reminder, or simply being there when you didn't even realize you needed someone. That kind of presence speaks volumes. It also shows that he's tuned into you. He's paying attention not just to what you say, but to what you might be feeling or needing underneath. Helping you becomes his way of staying close, showing reliability, and expressing affection in a form that's practical and sincere. He may not always say how he feels, but his actions will reveal it, especially in the way he shows up for you, again and again, without being asked. When someone starts doing things for you out of pure intent, it means you've taken up space in their heart. It's no longer about effort, it's about instinct. And when help comes freely, kindly, and quietly, it's often love in its most honest, unspoken form. 9. He seems nervous or fidgety around you. When a man genuinely likes you, his confidence may shift the moment you're near. Even if he's usually calm, composed, or outgoing with others, your presence can bring out a quieter, more nervous side of him. You might notice subtle signs. He fidgets with his hands, adjusts his clothes, avoids too much eye contact, or stumbles over words he'd usually say with ease. These aren't flaws. They're involuntary responses that show how much he cares about how you see him. Nervousness in this context comes from emotional vulnerability. He wants to make a good impression, and that desire can create pressure. It's not that he's unsure of himself. It's that he's unsure of how you feel, and that unknown makes him more self-aware. Every word, every glance, every small moment feels magnified when feelings are involved. So his usual smoothness might fade, replaced with hesitations or awkwardness that quietly reveal his affection. This behavior also shows that you affect him on a deeper level. You matter enough to shake his usual comfort zone, That nervous energy often shows up at the beginning of a growing bond, especially when feelings haven't yet been fully expressed. And while he may try to play it cool, his body language speaks honestly, fidgeting, pacing, adjusting his posture. It's all part of the quiet storm inside him. Nervousness is rarely a sign of weakness. In love, it's often a sign of sincerity. Because when a man becomes unsure of how to act around you, it's not because he doesn't care. It's because he cares more than he's ready to admit. And sometimes, a shaking voice or restless hands say, "You matter," louder than any perfect words ever could. 10. He shows interest in things you like, even if they're not his. When a man is truly interested in you, he naturally begins to show interest in the things that matter to you, even if those things aren't part of his usual world. It's not about pretending or changing who he is. It's about wanting to understand what brings you joy. Whether it's your favorite music, a book you love, a show you watch, or even a hobby he never cared for before, he'll make the effort to ask questions, join in, or simply listen because it connects him to you. This kind of behavior shows that he's paying attention not just to you, but to what makes you you. Your passions become meaningful to him, not because he suddenly shares them, but because they help him see your heart more clearly. Even if he doesn't fully get your interests, he wants to hear about them, be a part of your world, and support the things that light you up. That curiosity comes from affection. It's driven by a desire to connect on a deeper level. It also shows respect. He's saying, without words, what matters to you matters to me. And that kind of quiet support builds emotional intimacy. When someone is willing to step into unfamiliar territory just to be close to you, it's a sign that they're not just attracted to the surface. They want to understand the layers, the stories, and the little things that make you who you are. Genuine interest isn't always loud or obvious. Sometimes it shows up in a man who listens patiently while you talk about something he's never tried, or in the way he remembers your favorite author, or watches a movie you recommended, even when it's not his style. That quiet effort is one of the clearest signs that his feelings are real. 11. He touches his face or hair while talking to you. When a man starts to develop real feelings for you, his body language often gives him away, even when his words don't. One of the most subtle yet telling signs is how he unconsciously touches his face or hair while talking to you. It's a natural response triggered by nervous energy, attraction, and heightened awareness of your presence. These small movements aren't planned. They happen because being around you stirs something deeper in him. Touching his face, like rubbing his chin, adjusting his jawline, or brushing his lips, can be a sign that he's feeling slightly self-conscious, wanting to look better, or simply grounding himself in the moment. Similarly, when he runs his fingers through his hair, scratches the back of his head, or keeps fixing it, he might be trying to release nervous tension or subconsciously improve his appearance in front of you. These gestures are often paired with other signs of attraction, like leaning in closer, making prolonged eye contact, or mirroring your movements. Together, they paint a picture of a man who's not just casually engaged, but emotionally and physically drawn to you. He may not even notice he's doing it, but his body reacts to the pull he feels towards you. Such small, instinctive behaviors often speak louder than words. They reveal how much space you occupy in his thoughts in that moment. And when a man repeatedly touches his face or plays with his hair while you're around, it's usually not because he's bored. It's because he's trying to stay composed while feeling something real. His hands give away what his heart might still be hiding. 12. He stays longer than he needs to, just to be near. When a man is truly developing feelings for you, time with you starts to feel different, more valuable, more comforting, more difficult to walk away from. One of the most heartfelt signs of this is when he stays longer than he really needs to. Whether you're having a casual conversation, spending time in a group, or just sharing a quiet moment, he finds small reasons to delay his departure. It's not that he has nowhere else to be, it's that being around you feels better than anything waiting for him elsewhere. This extra time isn't about obligation or politeness, it's about emotional presence. He may linger after a conversation, hesitate before saying goodbye, or start new topics just when things seem to be wrapping up. It might look subtle on the surface, but underneath it's a strong emotional signal. He's not ready to leave you yet. You bring him a sense of ease and closeness that he doesn't want to end. His presence becomes a quiet confession. Without saying a word, he's showing that he enjoys your company, not just during the big moments, but in the quiet, in-between ones. Time slows down when he's with you, and even when the world pulls him in another direction, part of him wants to stay where he feels most connected. When someone lingers like that, it's because they've found something rare: comfort, interest, safety, or attraction. And when a man chooses to give you more of his time without needing a reason, it means you've already found a place in his thoughts. And slowly, in his heart. Sometimes the strongest feelings speak not in what he says, but in how long he stays, when he doesn't have to at all. 13. He notices your mood shifts before you say anything. When a man is emotionally tuned into you, he starts to notice even the smallest shifts in your mood. Often, before you say a single word, it's a quiet kind of awareness that comes from deep attention and genuine care. He picks up on your tone, your body language, your expressions, and the subtle pauses in your energy. Even if you try to hide how you're feeling, he can sense the change. It might be the way you respond differently, the drop in your smile, or the quiet in your voice. He just knows something's off. This kind of emotional sensitivity doesn't come from obligation. It comes from connection. When someone truly likes you, your feelings begin to matter to them as if they were their own. He's not waiting for you to explain or break down. He's already reading the space between your words. He may ask gently if you're okay, give you space, or offer comfort in a way that matches your energy at that moment. What makes this so meaningful is that it shows he's not just present when things are fun or easy. He's paying attention in the quiet, in the tension, and in the silence. He sees you in more than just your smiles. He sees you in your lows, your tired moments, and your unspoken feelings. And instead of ignoring or dismissing them, he leans in with quiet concern. When someone notices your mood shifts without being told, it means you're more than just someone they enjoy spending time with. It means they've started to feel emotionally connected and responsible in a soft, protective way. It's a rare and powerful sign of affection, the kind that doesn't need words to speak loudly. 14. He brings you things just because. When a man truly likes you, he doesn't wait for special occasions to show he cares. One of the most heartfelt signs of this is when he brings you things just because. There's no birthday, no holiday, no reason at all, except that he saw something and thought of you. It could be your favorite snack, a flower he picked up on the way, a book he thinks you'd love, or even something small that made him smile because it reminded him of you. These gestures may seem simple, but they carry deep meaning. Doing something for no particular reason shows that you're on his mind, even in the quiet, ordinary parts of his day. He doesn't need a reason to be thoughtful. His feelings are the reason. He's not trying to impress you with big gifts or expensive surprises. Instead, he's offering you little moments of intention. He noticed something. He remembered something you once said. Or he simply wanted to make you feel seen. That's the quiet language of someone whose heart is slowly opening. This kind of effort shows emotional attentiveness. It reflects that your happiness matters to him and that he enjoys giving to you, not out of duty, but from a place of affection. It's not about the item itself, it's about the thought behind it. That thought says, I see you. I listen to you. I care about you, even when you're not around. When someone gives you something without needing a reason, it's often because love is starting to take root. These small surprises, these just because gifts, are how a man often expresses what he might not yet be ready to say out loud. In those quiet gestures, his heart is speaking clearly. He lights up when you enter the room. When a man has real feelings for you, his entire energy shifts the moment you walk into the room. It's not something he controls, it just happens. His face softens, his eyes brighten, and even his body language becomes more open. You'll notice a small smile forming without him even realizing it, or a subtle shift in his attention as he naturally gravitates toward your presence. That light in his expression isn't forced, it's instinctive. It's the physical reaction of someone whose heart is quietly excited to see you. This change isn't about making a scene or acting dramatic. In fact, it's often subtle and unspoken. He may be in conversation with others, but the second you arrive, his mood lifts. It's in the way he suddenly seems more present, more alive, like your presence adds something the room was missing. You may catch it in a quick glance, a slight nervous adjustment, or in how his entire demeanor softens. These signs aren't for show. They're honest moments of emotion that slip out before he can even think about hiding them. That kind of response doesn't happen for just anyone. It means you've started to matter to him deeply, enough to impact how he feels just by being near. It's not about words, it's about presence. You walk in, and something in him responds every time. And he may never say it, but his smile, his posture, his spark, they'll say it for him. Because when someone lights up just because you're there, it means you've already become a bright spot in their world, whether they've said it out loud or not.